In the vast and sprawling galaxy, few events have had as profound an impact on the fate of the Republic and the Jedi Order as the attack on Coruscant. It was a moment in history that signaled the end of one era and the dark rise of another. But what really happened during the attack on Coruscant? What were the stakes, and how did this catastrophic event reshape the galaxy forever? The attack on Coruscant took place during the final days of the Clone Wars, a galactic conflict that saw the Republic led by the Jedi Order pitted against the Separatist forces under the control of Count Dooku and his allies. For years, Coruscant had remained the heart of the Republic, untouchable, its towering spires a symbol of stability in the galaxy. However, the war was not without its costs. The Separatists, under the cunning leadership of Darth Tyrannus and the terrifying General Grievous, devised a final, desperate strategy to cripple the Republic, an attack on its very heart, Coruscant. Grievous, the ruthless cyborg general, had already made his mark across the galaxy, but his ultimate plan would be the most daring: to capture the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic, Palpatine himself. The attack began with a sudden and violent strike. The Separatist fleet, led by General Grievous aboard the Invisible Hand, entered the Coruscant system and launched a devastating assault on the Republic's defenses. The skies above Coruscant, usually peaceful, were soon ablaze with fire as the Republic and Separatist forces clashed in space. As the Republic fleet struggled to hold back the Separatist warships, the Jedi Council received a critical message. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine had been captured. It was Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi who were sent to the front lines to rescue him. Leading the charge, Anakin and Obi-Wan's mission was clear: infiltrate the Invisible Hand, save Palpatine, and return him safely before the Separatists could use him as leverage. The rescue of Palpatine on the Invisible Hand by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker precipitated the battle swinging decisively in the Republic's favor. Not only did they ensure the Supreme Chancellor's safety, but in a lightsaber duel, Anakin Skywalker killed Count Dooku. Following a battle on the bridge of the Invisible Hand between the Jedi and General Grievous, the Separatist flagship's control functions were destroyed and the vessel became easy prey for the nearby Star Destroyers. Ravaged by internal explosions, the Invisible Hand fell out of orbit, and although Grievous and some of the Separatist fleet were able to escape, many ships were left trapped between the Republic Navy and Coruscant itself and forced to surrender. What should have been a dramatic and decisive Separatist victory had turned into a devastating defeat. While forces remained in action in the Outer Rim, the bulk of the fleet deployed to Coruscant was lost and not easily replaced. In the aftermath, Republic military officials pored over footage of the battle in a bid to discern the Separatist strategy. Why had they stayed in the system so long after capturing Palpatine? What none realized was that the escape had never been Dooku's plan. The Clone Wars were being orchestrated by two Sith Lords, the Master and the Apprentice. Palpatine used the battle purely as bait to lure Skywalker back to Coruscant, to dispose of Lord Tyrannus, and prepare the Republic for its final days. The true attack on Coruscant was an attack on the Jedi themselves. Chancellor Palpatine, now in control of the Republic, had already set his plan in motion: the destruction of the Jedi Order and the formation of the First Galactic Empire. Palpatine, under the guise of the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, issued the infamous Order 66, an order that turned the clones who had once fought alongside the Jedi against them. The clones were programmed to execute their former commanders without hesitation. The Jedi were caught off guard. Within hours, the once proud Order was all but decimated. The Jedi Temple on Coruscant fell, its sacred halls becoming the site of one of the greatest betrayals in galactic history. With the Jedi Order destroyed and the Republic in disarray, Palpatine took his final steps in securing absolute power. The Galactic Senate, under his influence, declared him Emperor, signaling the fall of the Republic and the birth of the Galactic Empire. Anakin Skywalker, once the Jedi's brightest hope, now stood at the right hand of his new master, Darth Sidious. He had betrayed his fellow Jedi, and in doing so became Darth Vader, the Emperor's enforcer. The Empire had risen from the ashes of the Republic, and with it came a new era of darkness. The attack on Coruscant marked the end of the Clone Wars and the fall of the Jedi Order. It also signaled the beginning of a new era of oppression as the Empire sought to crush all opposition. The galaxy would remain under Imperial control for decades to come. But the Jedi weren't gone for good. Their legacy lived on through more than a few survivors, including Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and the children of Anakin Skywalker. The story of Coruscant's fall and the rise of the Empire would go on to shape the rebellion that would one day challenge the Empire and restore balance to the Force. In the end, the attack on Coruscant was not just an attack on the planet, it was an attack on hope itself. And though the darkness of the Empire would reign, the light of the Jedi would never truly fade. Thank you for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, subscribe and follow for more Star Wars content.